Y'all. Y'all were in here. The intro music was playing. Y'all was already here, ready to get the party popping. What's up?
Hey,
How
how
are
are you?
y'all?
How's everybody? Today has been a day, but
Honey,
today's a better day. Now that we're here, now that we're here.
so
It was
glad
a Monday.
to be. It was a very Monday. And it is snowing outside, okay, where I am. So it
What is
has
that?
been pretty interesting.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what snowing
Uh,
is?
we haven't, we have. Oh yes, I forget. I've been in tech for quite a time, so you just forget
I
what
was
that
about to say,
stuff
ma'am, you're
is
from Wisconsin.
around.
What are you talking about?
Hey Kay. Hey Robin. Hey Aisha. Kamani. Is it Hani or Honey? I want to say Honey. I apologize correctly. We got Siobhan. We got Gabrielle. We got wow. I got like it's going fast. I'm trying to
I
keep
know they
up.
are pouring in
Whoa.
here. They are pouring in.
Welcome.
Welcome, y'all.
So
I got my
excited. I
drink,
always get so
honey. I
excited.
am
I'm like
I got my drink. Child. I'm ready to drink.
I'm like the Will Ferrell character when I see people come in the room when they're like, Will Ferrell. Well, okay, I'm a movie person. I like to reference movies often. So if anybody you guys know Will Ferrell's like, oh, also happy Black History Month, everybody.
Yes.
Today's the first day of
And
Black History
I
Month.
want to pause
So
this for a second because something keeps happening where Facebook keeps trying to kick us off. So I am actually not sure
Facebook be
whether we are actually on live right now or not.
okay.
Um,
Let me check. I will check.
so can you all talk to us in the comments and let us know whether you can still hear us? Because I'm getting a message here that's saying Facebook stopped our broadcast once again. So this happened to us the other day. This is like a real
Yeah.
life hateration type of situation. So y'all let
Yeah.
us know if you can still hear us and see us.
Okay.
So we know that we're okay. I don't want to jump into the show if we're going to wind up
Mhm.
having to jump out. All right. So,
So I don't want to say anything bad about Facebook
okay.
yet.
All right.
We'll
All
do it
right.
after.
They're saying they
But
can see and hear. So I'm not going to press nothing on this because it's giving me a message. All right. So, in the event, let me go ahead and say that in the event something happens and the hateration takes over, y'all just come right back. We just going to keep the
please,
party rolling. Okay. So fingers
thank
crossed,
you. It
that it
sound
won't.
good.
But in the event that it
Georgia,
does,
Georgia.
so. In the event
Yeah, I'm
that we get
listening.
kicked off, y'all just come right back on, okay? Because I don't really know what's happening. So before we get in too deep, I want to make sure that I get that out. All right. Okay.
I hate that you get so stressed out about that, but I get it. Get it. We can only control what we can control.
Yeah,
So,
but
but
I
I
don't want us
appreciate
to
the
be in the
disclaimer.
middle of a really good conversation and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden it's like mid sentence they're like, because that's what happened to us the other day. So, yeah, we trying to the things. Hey y'all, what's up? As you all are coming in, we know y'all are really great about this. Make sure that you let us know where you're watching from. Go ahead and tag some of your friends. Share the broadcast on your page. Also, if this is your very first time hanging out with us on BBG TV Brown Conversations, let us know that as well. We love to celebrate
Mhm.
our first timers and really make sure that we give you some spirit fingers and all the things. Okay, so if this is your first time, go ahead and type first time in the comments. If you always hang out with us, you are a part of the beautiful brown girl community. You be in this piece. Go ahead and type "Hey beautiful" in the comments so we know who we have watching with us today. All right. So
Mhm.
let's go ahead and do our official welcome and all the things and introductions. Those of you who may be wondering what you're watching because this is your first time, this is BBG TV's Brown Conversation. And this is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like minded women and give you a platform to share your voice and the brown conversations that matter to us. and those that we care about. We want to make sure that you are connected to us on our platforms and all the places where it matters. So we want you to follow us on Beautiful Brown Girls on Facebook, and also follow us individually as we take this journey through life. So my name is Kimberland,
Mm-hmm.
and I am coming to you all out of Pennsylvania. As I mentioned, it is snowing outside. Okay, but thankfully I am warm and cozy inside my home. But it's like thick as a mug out there. But any rate, I am one of your hosts for today, and in my other life, I'm a life coach. I'm an educator. I'm an actor. I'm a model. I'm an author. Like I do all this stuff, y'all. I'll be doing the most. But tonight I'm just so happy to be here with y'all because this is my happy place. So, what up?
Well, my name is Sab or Sabrina, and I come to you out of the snowless Dallas. It is about 50 degrees here now. I have to continue to say that because I just can't believe how much snow Wisconsin has. So I am a marketing professional. I'm a podcaster, and I am your favorite listener. Meaning, like, I'm good at listening. I'm listening to you and reading your posts and all that fun stuff. So we're listening to the community. I'm doing too much right now. So with that,
We love it. We're here for the too
I can do
muchness.
that.
The too muchness is needed on this
Yeah,
Monday. So we are glad y'all are here. So once again, we have a few first timers
absolutely.
that I do want to shout out over here in the comments to acknowledge that they are here. God dang, these comments are coming in hot and heavy. Jeez and Pete. Okay, so we have who's this? Freda is here from Smyrna, Delaware. First time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We also have AJ is here for the first time. Welcome to you. Any other first timers, go ahead and drop it in the comments. But here are the spirit fingers for those of y'all who is your very first time. Welcome to Brown Versations. We are so excited to have you here once again. Make sure that you have let us know where you are watching from. This is our community, right? So inevitably you'll meet people that are in the same area that you are. Make those connections in the comments because we're all about making connections here at Beautiful Brown Girls. Also, tag some of your friends. They ain't doing nothing, especially if they up north, y'all. They snowed in like me. Tag them, tell them to get on in here and hang out with us. And to all of our folks who are here all the time with us, our BBG members, hey, beautifuls. We are so excited that you all are here. We do have some announcements before we get started. So we want to make sure that you have connected with us on our Beautiful Brown Girls Members Network. This is our Brown Girls social space where we are really able to connect with each other, free from the algorithms, be free from all of the things that try to hold us down, right? So if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, you will be able to join our Brown Girls social network and really get connected to the offline conversations that are happening there. And also have some, see, these things are in the wrong order. Jeez, and Pete's. Here we go. All right, we got some announcements about some things that are happening. So if you all were with us last Wednesday, we had an episode of Brown Girl Boss. And on Brown Girl Boss, we were talking with Talia Boone, who is the CEO and founder of Postal Petals. Well, she announced during the show that we are having our own Galentine's Day Petal Riot flower arranging design experience situation that is happening on February 13th. So that is the day before Valentine's Day, known as Galentine's. So we have a special BBG event that is happening, and you can also get a discount if when you register, you let her know that you found out about it on Beautiful Brown Girls. So wanted to make sure that we announced that. And then also our next episode of Brown Girl Boss that is coming up is going to be with Shantia Thompson. So let me go ahead and remove that. So she is a good vibes vision. She's the visionary of good vibes yoga, right? This is something personal for me that I've been like, ma'am, I need to wake up and do some yoga, the stretching, the centering, I needs it all. Okay. So she's going to be in our next episode of Brown Girl Boss, and that's going to take place on the 24th. So go ahead and mark your calendars for that now. What were you about to say, Sab?
No, I'm just saying sweet. I was just agreeing with you. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Oh, also we have a BBG Zumba experience that is coming up. And where's the date? Geez. Hold on. February 27th. And this is being hosted by Penny, who is actually one of our BBG members out of our Riley group.
Raleigh.
So that did I say it wrong? I'm so
Yes.
how I
It's
supposed to
Raleigh.
say
But it's okay.
Raleigh. What I
Raleigh.
said, Riley, Raleigh.
Triad.
Raleigh. So out of Raleigh. So anyway, if you are looking to get your Zumba on, this is an opportunity for you to get registered for this as well. So again, if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, is actually pinned in the comments right now. You can get signed up
Mm-hmm.
and registered for all of those amazing things that we are doing. And as Sab already mentioned, happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is the month we know it's Black 365, but
Mm-hmm.
today starts the extraness of the
Mm-hmm.
blackness. Okay, so
Yeah.
happy Black History Month. Power to the
Black
people.
History Month, lady.
All right, we ready to jump in? I think that's all my
Let's do it.
announcements.
All right, let's get started. So, um, we hate to start like this.
Sab, I think your internet freezing. Yep, I think you're frozen. So, okay. So I'll wait for Sab to come back. But what she was about to say was we hate to start off with bad news, but we know that we had the passing of mother, auntie, great aunt, heiress, phenomenal force to be reckoned with, Cicely Tyson this past week. So we did want to take some time to center her into this conversation. Sab, log out and come back in because I can't see you. Um, so we did want to take some time to center her in this conversation and just appreciate all of the amazingness that she has been to brown women everywhere, right? So we're talking about her being a trailblazer and just truly paving the way in all of her grace and beauty. And what we were wondering is if you all have any favorite movies that she was in, drop those in the comments for us so that we can just have a moment to reminisce while I try to figure out what's going on with that because the internet's be hating, bro. There you are. Hey, girl, welcome back.
Apologies, ladies. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Well,
Well,
the,
I was just telling them, all the regalness and greatness and all the things. And then I just asked about any favorite movies that we have that she was in. So do you have, girl, why are you in here
gosh.
twice? Lord, these internets. Do you have any favorite movies that she was in?
um, the only one, I mean, not the only ones, but the woman, the Brewster's Place is what comes to mind for me, because she was born when she was 56 years old when I was born. So do the math. So I'm like, there's just so many movies that 7 decades long career. So that is
Golly.
probably the one that comes to mind for me. But what I was saying before I had
Hmm.
gotten cut off is just we shouldn't mourn her. Like, she lived a full, fruitful life, like 96 years old, and she seems like she was really well loved. And I don't know if you were on the call last night with Women with Black Women, but there were a number of women who just had so much reverence for her and had so many wonderful, positive things to say. And I will say here that I will no longer slander Tyler Perry anymore, because her and Tyler were very close, but also because of how he revived her career and how much, when he learned about how much she got paid for her previous movies, anytime she was in one of his movies, he would like not double, but triple or probably even quadruple her pay.
Wow.
So she over the past 16 years, her and Tyler Perry have been really close. So no more Tyler Perry slander for me, sort of.
She's been delivered. Hallelujah.
But just a beautiful woman. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
and her memoir. Just As I Am, is sold out.
Mm.
Sold out. Can't get it anywhere.
Wow.
And I often wonder, like, do you think she had a premonition? Like, she just knew? Because all her life, like, people have been trying to get her to write a memoir, write a book, and she just didn't feel compelled to. She didn't think it was the right time to. So she thought now was the time. And I'm like, I mean,
I believe that they know, especially when they have lived such a full life, as Cicely Tyson did. I believe that they know that the time is coming, and let me go ahead and wrap up the loose ends and prepare. So I don't think it coincidence that it was just about to get released. As Jennifer says, she's timeless and ageless. So we just have some pictures here, just taking a journey through, as Sab said, a 70-year long career.
Oscar nominated. I didn't know. I mean, I'm learning more about her. I didn't know the storied history of her, but I didn't know she was Oscar nominated. And just beauty, grace, regal, class, like all of those words. I like this picture that you're showing.
I was going to say, this is one of my favorite memories, when she got the Presidential Medal of Honor. And I think about people at her age that never thought that they would see a Black president, never thought that they would see a Black woman as vice president, right? To be able to be alive, to really witness that and participate in the process of electing these people, I think it's awesome. So this is one of my favorite memories of her. So yeah, there's a lot to celebrate there. There's a lot.
Rest well, Miss Tyson.
Amen.
Did a wonderful job.
Amen.
Had a wonderful career. Let's see. What do we have next? So Andra Day.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, these internets, bruh, today are like off the chain. Okay. We're not fighting this battle all day. So Andra Day is in a new movie that is going to get released, and it is called The United States versus Billie Holiday, and it is being released on Hulu on February 26th. So that's coming up pretty quickly, and I think it's kind of cool that all of these movies are coming out. Honoring Black people and their contributions. I don't know if this was like how long this had been planned, but I do think that there is like an influx of these types of movies into the scene. And I think it's pretty awesome. I hope it continues and just really floods the marketplace. But Billie Holiday is one of my favorite singers, of thinking about like the Harlem Renaissance. And I remember even when I was in high school, we had to do like a reenactment, and I was Billie Holiday, and I got really excited about that.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I think Andra Day, I love Andra Day's voice, and I just think that's a really good casting for them to have her as Billie Holiday. So anything else you wanted to add to that, Sab?
No, that was all. I didn't know who she was until I heard about the story.
You didn't know who was? Billie Holiday?
No, Andra.
Oh, Andra Day. Oh, Andra Day. You probably heard her song though before, Rise Up. A lot of the children, well, I'm in schools. I was gonna say a lot of the children sing it for like their graduations and stuff.
Yes. I know. Yeah. I know
okay. So that's Andra Day's song. So I'm sure you knew the song, but just didn't know her. But yeah, she's talented. She has a beautiful voice. So yeah, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
Now she will try her acting chops out, and we'll see how that works out.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So next we have Don't Waste Your Pretty, a film starring Carrie Hilson. And it's a book adaptation from Demetria L. Lucas. So Demetria L. Lucas is an LA-based award-winning author, journalist, and media personality. And I've heard about this book over the years. She went on a book tour with it. So yeah, I guess. Oh, date, February 28th, 8 p.m. like at TV One. Sorry to guys get a date. Yeah, I mean, I think Carrie can act. I don't know. I I don't know, but
I've
I'll watch
seen
it.
her in a couple things, and she's pretty decent. She didn't stand out as me being like, "Oh God, girl, what are you doing?" So I feel like she is pretty decent, and I know you stands for Demetria L. Lucas, so
Yes,
I know you're really, I know you're
yes,
excited about that because you talk about her often.
I do. All right, so next we have did you watch the Wendy Williams documentary this weekend? Documentary slash film, was it film or documentary or documentary? I think it was both. But did you watch it?
Yeah, so there was a documentary,
And did y'all
this
watch
one
it?
here, and there's a movie, right?
Okay, so the
So
movie, then the documentary. Okay.
yeah, so both of them came out, and I did watch it. Did y'all watch it? Did you
Did
watch it,
y'all?
Sam?
I did. I did. I watched it twice.
Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
were super committed.
Because I was trying to figure out what I missed. You always no, but I was just trying to see certain things that I missed.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people don't like Wendy
I
for various
didn't.
reasons.
I honestly did not like her before. Watching this made me feel compassion towards her. But prior to this, I was like, I don't like her, like at all. But I feel more compassionate towards her now.
And I say I thought her parents were kind of trash, and maybe they didn't get a chance to express their
Bruh,
side.
I
Yes,
felt the same.
uh, but she has a lot of reverence for her parents, but like the way that the how they were just constantly telling her about her weight and just killing her self-esteem as a kid, and um I didn't like that part,
I
but
didn't
it speaks
either.
to why all the plastic surgery and all the liposuction and herself hating her self-image. But above all, I note here in my notes, Wendy was a hustler. She was a force. She was ambitious. Like, you just learn so much about her, and you gotta respect her hustle. I know, yeah. I mean, she is messy
She
still,
is. Mhm.
but
But that's her job. So I feel like I thought about it in a different way. And what I did, so Aisha had just asked the question of did she authorize the documentary? She is the one doing the documentary, Aisha.
right,
So these
correct,
are her words. Like she's
correct.
talking about these things. Her parents are there, her siblings are there, people that worked with her and her husband are there. But like this is her firsthand account of the things that we're referencing. And I try not to give spoiler alerts, so we'll just kind of talk in general ish. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. But what I will say is this: I respected her vulnerability. Oh, her messiness. That she said, like when everything was coming out with her husband and their divorce and all of that,
Mhm.
that she was like, I can't ask for privacy because I don't ever get nobody else privacy. So
Yeah,
here we are,
yeah.
and I kind of respected that. I was like, well, at least she know, like, she wasn't like trying to ask somebody to do something that she wouldn't do. But I really enjoyed it. I really did. I haven't watched it twice. But I don't know if I enjoyed it that much. No, but I intended to watch the movie afterwards just to see the difference. And somebody said something about Lifetime. I think that was Annalise. Hey, we done told y'all how to get access. Now I can't keep giving the spoiler alert. That's probably why Facebook kicking us off because I be telling y'all you need to give somebody passwords.
She's
But
still hurt.
anyway, um, but she's very hurt, Sav. That like to watch her vulnerability and watch her display of emotion really resonated with me. Like I could feel the genuineness of what she was saying and how much she really wanted her marriage to work, in spite of all the things, and how much of an impact that it had on her mental and emotional health and even her
Mhm.
physical health. She went through a lot, bro. Like going from her parents to all of the
Miscarriages.
man.
She's talked about her
Yeah,
miscarriages, so those aren't secret. But yeah, it is a lot.
it was a lot. But I enjoyed it. So if y'all haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I can't, you watched the movie as well, Sab. Did it give any additional information in the movie?
surrounding, but like,
Anything maybe that she hadn't brought up in the What a Mess?
no, I mean, most people think that she left out a bunch of stuff, but it was only an hour and a half. So everyone has varied opinions about how they were portrayed or what she left out or what she shouldn't have mentioned. And she only gave 50% truth. I mean, she didn't lie. This is her truth.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to tell you everything, but she's
Mm-hmm.
telling you enough. But it was juicy enough. So, no, I think she told enough. I mean, I haven't been invested in Wendy Williams enough to know like all the rumors and things surrounding her. She just glossed over the famous interview with when
With Whitney Houston.
Whitney. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
For me,
dang, I keep losing what I was gonna say. Um
that actress was really good, my issue.
oh, I know what I was gonna say. Today I read something about because y'all know she did an interview talking about her one night stand with Method Man. Did y'all hear about that? And
Yes.
child, Method Man wife released a statement, honey. I said, ooh,
All right, we got to move on, you guys. All right. So, top news that
that's
we
all I'm
think
gonna
you
say.
ladies
Y'all
should
go
care
look it up.
about.
Y'all go look it up. Okay.
All right. So, the Washington football team, this seems so silly to say. So, the Washington the football team promoted Jennifer King. She will be she is a full time offensive assistant. And this is the first time that the NFL has hired a Black woman in a full time NFL coach position. So, dope, dope.
It's a
Jennifer.
big deal. We
Yeah.
rarely see women on the sidelines, period, unless there's some kind of assistant or something. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's huge. Shout out to her.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, L'Oreal. L'Oreal partners with the NAACP to launch a grant to support Black beauty businesses. And excerpt, it says, since the protests against racial injustices started back in spring 2020, that sparked the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Major corporations have stepped up their efforts to show their support to create initiatives that advance social change. So L'Oreal is dipping their, I feel like they're a little late too because everyone else did it, but nevertheless, they're dipping their toe in, not dipping their toe in, they're contributing and making an effort to help launch a new business grant program to help Black owned businesses. And speaking of Black owned businesses, we want to plug or mention so the NAACP has partnered with L'Oreal. The NAACP has also partnered with Good. Is it pronounced Good or Be Good?
I don't
Beyonce.
know. I'd say Bay or B.
Bay,
So we'll go with
Bay, I'll
either.
say Beyonce, but Beyonce has a fund for Black-owned businesses, and the NAACP, and they partner with the NAACP, and their mission is to spread hope. So, but the goal of Be Good or Bay Good is to provide a lifeline for small businesses, and I'm proud to share that Beautiful Brown Girls is one of the recipients of the Bay Good Fund. So, it's
Woo,
just so cool
woo.
to see, like, beautiful brown girl picture. And one of you ladies could be in that picture. You could be on Beyonce's website. Like, this is Beyonce's actual
Is
website.
this any of y'all? Are any of y'all watching? Is one of y'all here in this picture? Um, no, this is dope. And y'all know Christina stands with Bay. Okay, she be like her name Beyonce. Can't do no wrong, girl. So I think this is super cool that
Yeah.
Christina manifests the things. So shout out to Beautiful Brown Girls partnering with the Queen Bee child.
All right.
Get it?
That is dope. That is dope. I
It's
was super
super
excited
dope.
when she shared it with us.
Cause
All right.
tag me in though, Christina. Like when you meet her, like feel free to tag me in. Just just be like, I'll fly in. I'll cover the cost. Like just oh, you should be a Kimberland. I'll be there. Okay, go ahead, Sab. What were you saying?
So next we have, so do we know Kavia, baby Kavia? I feel like everybody knows her name. I mean, I know Kavia. I feel like we know Kavia, then we'll mention her parents because Kavia is the show here. But no,
Oh,
in all
I
seriousness,
spoiled it. Sorry.
so Kavia Union, but no, Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade announced their first picture book called Shady Baby. So Kavia is their daughter. Kavia James is their daughter, and she is infamously and cutely known for her shady baby straight facial expressions. So they decided they created an Instagram page for her. It's amassed 1.5 million followers. I didn't realize she was 3 years old, but her facial expressions are just, gives you life. And to this, I think it's just really cool that they're capitalizing off of their baby's facial expressions. And this, I in my notes, I say here, this looks to be her actual face. Like, I'm the person who has my face, my resting face. I look maybe not happy
shady
all the time. So I think it's cool, but she is cutie patootie. I always love seeing the little memes of her facial expressions. So I think it's just neat that they are coming out with a book with a brown girl on it.
And if y'all aren't following her Instagram, it's so funny because they write it like it's her writing it. So she be like, mom's over here tripping. What she thought, like, it is so freaking funny to me. But she's getting so big. Yes, she is like talking and just, I love her.
Annalise says, do shady babies become shady teenagers?
If unchecked.
That's funny.
So hopefully it's not going unchecked. But honey, them facial expressions be on pernt. Okay.
On what?
On pernt. That's the New Orleans version of point.
Okay.
Everyone else says point. We say pernt. Okay, on pernt. All right.
I'm going to start using that. No. All right.
You're welcome. No worries.
So next, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
I feel like Wendy Williams today, girl.
I knew nothing about it. I saw it in my feed, but I'm just like, scroll.
Honey.
So can you give us a gist of what's happening here with this?
I sure will. Have y'all heard about this T.I. and Tiny situation, child? So basically, let me be very clear in saying all of this is alleged, okay? But this is sounding like a R. Kelly type of situation. So basically, the lady there on the left, her name is Sabrina, and she is a former friend of, I was like, what is your problem? Not you, Sabrina, huh? But anyway, she's a former friend of Tiny and T.I. and their relationship, and she basically put out some allegations that T.I. had held a gun to her head in order for her to participate in some sexual acts. There have been many women that have come out anonymously since then saying various things have happened, and all of it is in regard to some type of sexual acts. Now, the word on the street is in Atlanta, everybody knows that T.I. and Tiny subscribe to multiple sex partners, swinging, whatever label that you want to put on it, but they have invited other people into their bedrooms at times, and that's supposedly like the word on the street. Y'all in Atlanta, y'all can let us know like if that's correct or not. But at any rate, people are saying that's what they do, but the allegations are such to the like that some of the women were underage. So there's an allegation from a lady who said that she was 16 when basically people are being held allegedly against their will, that they're being told things like in order for them to enter the space, they have to turn over their cell phones, they have to sign some type of paperwork, whether it be a non-disclosure or some type of consent form, that they are having to do this before they even enter the space. There was another allegation that a young woman was denied a way home. So she was told that if she didn't agree to the allegation or to the sex act, that she would not get a way home. That people are claiming to have been drugged to the point where they are waking up in between other people that they did not consent to have sex with. And so, they're saying they took a shot and now they were drugged, and they don't know what happened in the meantime. So all of that came out. Then Shekinah, so that's who's on the right. So this is Tiny's friend, hairdresser. She's been like on the show and things. She did a live over the past week, and on her live, she basically implicated everyone. And she was like, Sabrina, who made the original allegation, how you gonna say this, and that when you was recruiting girls and all of this. So it's like a big old situation. So then Ti goes on to live as well, and he basically was like, he vehemently denies the allegations, and then he was like, if whatever we did do was consensual. The word is that Tiny is the one who is, they keep saying like way worse than him in the situation. So I'm not quite sure what that means. But nonetheless, this is what we really want to ask, because there were some calls to Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is the mayor of Atlanta, for her to remove Ti from whatever councils or committees that he sits on, because he and Killer Mike have been very active and participatory in social justice campaigns and all of that for the city of Atlanta. So what we are wondering is, how do you feel about him continuing to be in these social spaces and advocating for Black people when these types of allegations are present? Do you feel that he should step down, or Keisha Lance Bottoms should, dismiss him from these spaces? Or do you feel like these are two completely separate issues and it doesn't really matter? Like, what are y'all's thoughts?
It does distract from whatever it is that he's trying to do. I will say that this is a lot. And can I also say that all these claims, these are not vetted. These are claims, they're not vetted. So whoever this Sabrina woman is, she's just getting random stories from random people, from what I saw and have learned, that these women, so it could be just any woman saying these things, and this woman Sabrina is posting them on her Instagram as though these stories are actually true. So
she's supposed to be doing a documentary,
which they are vetted. Like, you don't have these news stories like TMZ reporting on it, because they're having to actually do journalistic work and substantiating these stories and these claims. Like, you have this Sabrina woman just saying that, oh, someone sent this story to me, I'm going to post this on my platform and amplify it. This is what happens. But a couple things. So to answer your question, to me, it does distract from the movement, just because what we look for in our community leaders and our civic leaders and our politicians is we look for credibility. And Ti doesn't have any, not even in this situation, the situation with his daughter. And I just did my research on Ti, like back, I hate to bring it up, but this is out there. Like in 2010, he was arrested he was spent 11 months in jail. He was arrested, and his attorney said that he was a long time drug addict at the time. That's 2010. 2010, he was arrested again along with his wife on suspicion of possessing methamphetamine. I don't even know if that's methamphetamine. I don't know what that is. Okay. And then in 2017, he was arrested for domestic violence towards his wife. So I was just looking for patterns and credibility, and he unfortunately has not. You can use all and pontificate all the big words you want to, sir, but like for me, and I realize he has a lot of cachet in Atlanta, but I was looking for a pattern. But so I'm kind of both sides, because these are unsubstantiated claims. And I fully understand why he would come out and, obviously defend himself, because like we have just this person giving false accusations against him and his wife. But also, I'm just looking at your history, Ti, and also, why are we in his bedroom?
And that's like some of the questions that people ask. But when things are happening illegally in your bedroom that are like, if he is allegedly drugging people and holding people against their will, that's why people in your bedroom. So yeah, it's like you can't use that excuse if you have crossed the line of the law and you're breaking the law. Then yeah, we've got every right to be all up in your house and all the things that are happening. But it's all alleged, right? And everything, most of the allegations are are anonymous right now, which doesn't mean that they won't later on come out. But I think it's very early on in the process, and it's something to watch. To Aisha's point, she said he needs to be removed until these things are cleared up. It's a distraction, and people aren't going to focus on the important things. And then Fredaline had a dissenting comment, and she said she disagrees because old boy was the president of the free world and he didn't step down. So I have a couple thoughts on that, and I'll give them very quickly. Is that I don't think that a dude that just left the White House is an example for nobody to do nothing. So what he did was lower the bar extremely low, but I don't think that's the bar, but I do think that the movement is too important to be distracted from with behavior that is unlawful, if that is the case. So I don't know. This is a mess, y'all. And I can say I had watched his video first before I dug into all the allegations. I watched like a whole 3 hour YouTube thing on this. Shout out to Meredith Ward. She had posted it, and I was like, "Well, y'all, let me go see the things." And I was organized, so I was like, "Let me watch and pay attention," because I don't know. Excuse me, but he was very believable until I listened to the accounts of these women talking about their experiences. And then I was like, nah, bruh, no, son, no, something ain't right here. So I don't know. Let's keep watch and see what happens.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. COVID-19 update. So there is a new strand of COVID-19 from South Africa. It has shown up here in the US. And we talked about this in previous episodes. The virus is going to mutate. It's nothing new. Just continue to wear your mask. But how many masks should you wear? Well, Dr. Fauci says you should wear two now, like 2 chains, 2 masks. You should wear 2 masks now. You should wear how I wear it. So yes, so they're suggesting that you double mask, and it's encouraged that you double mask. So wearing the cloth mask. So if you have the surgical mask, well, I wear the surgical mask underneath, like the regular hospital surgical mask, and then I wear my cloth mask over it. And it's supposed to block 90% of the infectious particles. Research suggests. Obviously everything is evolving and changing every day. We're just trying to follow Dr. Fauci. What he says.
And I don't want to skip over the fact that the virus is mutating. Yes, it is a natural thing, but I also want us to be aware that the mutations are much more contagious than the original strain, which is more of a reason why we must make sure that we're wearing our masks. I was in Florida last week, and I ain't trying to go nowhere no time soon ever again, bruh. Like, it was just so stressful to be on an airplane. I had on 2 masks. I could barely breathe, like walking through the airport in Charlotte, because of the masks that I had on. But we want to pay attention to medical advice, right? So Fredaline just said, as a nurse, she wears her cloth mask first and then the surgical mask on top. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to which goes on top or not, but 2, it seems, is better than 1, which is definitely better than none. So let's make sure that we are paying attention to that. And then I know there was another vaccine that came out, right?
Johnson & Johnson came out with the vaccine. This is a single shot vaccine. The other ones, like the Moderna and the Pfizer, and I don't know much about Novavax yet, but I feel like they're probably 2 shots. So the Johnson & Johnson is a single shot. But with this one, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is shown to be 66% effective in preventing moderate and severe disease. So essentially 66% efficacy. But all the others, like the Moderna and the Pfizer and the Novavax, have like at least a 90% and over efficacy rate. So yeah. So when and if I want the better one. I want the whole fight out.
Yeah.
So like, Yeah. So we just wanted to get this information out to you, let you know like the efficacy rates. But I just think that one is interesting with Johnson and Johnson and it being a single shot and it being 90 or 66% effective. So
Yeah, Annalise said put that one
yeah,
back in the lab. That one ain't ready
yeah.
yet. I did want to say to my former family in Tampa, y'all know the Super Bowl is coming, which is just COVID soup central. So my urge to you all is please don't be out here in all of these events and things because people are bringing their cooties, and I want y'all to be safe and okay. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
I agree. I agree. And Florida is one of those hot spots. Texas is one of those hot spots too. So,
Pennsylvania is too. Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, pay attention, y'all.
Oh, Amanda Gorman. Yeah, Amanda Gorman is the young lady who performed at the inauguration, and we were just reveling over her, just how accomplished she was, and how young she is, and how inspiring her poem that she read was. But we wanted to talk about her again this episode because she was signed. She has been signed as a IMG model.
Yeah.
Like duh. But her book, I guess I didn't realize that she had a book. I didn't realize she wrote a couple books. One of the books, it's called The One for Whom Food Is Not Enough, sold out. You can't get it. It's sold out before it even hit the stores. But yeah, what else? Oh, she's going to perform at the Super Bowl too. Have they ever had a poet at the Super Bowl before?
Not that I know of. I very well could have missed it. But I think I am just so proud of her. Like, I feel like she's my little sister. I don't even know, girl. But I am just so proud of her grace and poise. She is just so elegant. So to be celebrated in this manner is it's mind blowing. And I'm just really proud of her. I don't know her, but I'll pretend like she's my little sister in my head. I think it's dope.
All right. And another funny good thing that came out of the inauguration. I mean, while she's not funny, this isn't funny. Another thing that came out of the inauguration was memes of Bernie Sanders. I think he's a senator out of Vermont. And we just wanted to share a few with you for levity's sake. So this one,
So this is Power. Yeah, this is Power Book 2, right? So this is the last episode, not the last episode, but the last season of Power Book 2. So they have Bernie sitting in the seat where Kane was at, for any of you all that saw that season. So that's from Power Book 2. Then we have this one. We know where this is from. Hustle and Flow. Okay, so he's back there in the church. All right. Then we got
Golden Girls.
Our good old Golden Girls, right? So he's hanging out in Dorothy's spot.
You have to look hard. You have to squint. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. Actually, Bird Box.
Then Bird Box, the movie. So here he is in the back of the boat hanging out. Then we have this one made me laugh so hard. Do we know where this is from?
I want to see if the community knows. Do y'all know where this is from?
This one had me laughing so hard, y'all. What is this from? Y'all tell us in the comments. There's a prize for the first person.
4.
Let's
3,
see.
2.
Bring it.
Before you.
Wait. My gosh.
Is that it?
Huh?
Was I singing it correctly?
What'd you say?
I was going to sing Before You Walk Out of My Life.
Yes, Christina got it from Monica. So that is that one. Then we had the good old Sanford and Son,
Mhm.
right? So he's hanging out in the junkyard, in their house with them.
I love it. I
Kamani
love
said
it. I
it's the
love it.
shoes. It's the shoes for me too. Then this one is like still this look. So I don't know if any of y'all are on Pinterest like I am. But on Pinterest, they'll put like this outfit board together. So this is the outfit for Bernie if you wanted to steal his look, complete
That
with a
is
manila envelope to tuck underneath your arm. Okay.
so.
Um,
Oh
Here
my.
we have Hamilton. So he's hanging out with the Continental Congress, or as they are doing the debates with Secretary Jefferson and Secretary Hamilton. So that was funny. Then we know where this one is from. I'm certain
Yes, the Fresh
this
Prince.
from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So he's hanging out in the throne. Okay. And then this one. So, as a New Orleans native, who is feeling for my people at home who are not having Mardi Gras this year because TT Cantrell canceled it. Um, they got Bernie in here as the baby in the king cake. So any of y'all that have had king cake know that there's a baby Jesus inside. Well, now this king cake has a baby Bernie inside. Okay, that was hilarious. And then I think this is our final one. Bernie is ready, honey, to do this stand dance. You hear me?
They used to be called honey bears at Livingstone College where I attended. So where were they called at, at Fisk,
At
correct?
Fisk,
And
we
what are
didn't
they
have
called?
a we were called song leaders. It doesn't make any sense. And since then they've changed them to ladies of rage. But nonetheless, stand dance I'm very familiar with and that culture. And I just think it is so funny that he is sitting here with his hands crossed, ready to get up and do his performance.
I will say that while he got wind of it, he capitalized on this opportunity. He came out with some T-shirts, and the money that he made from those T-shirts, because he saw the viralness, and he was like, "Okay, all right, I'm gonna show y'all." And he decided to make T-shirts, made a whole bunch of money out of it, and donated all of the proceeds to Meals on Wheels. The actual mittens that he wore were from a school teacher, I believe, that made them
Hmm.
for him. And yeah, he just donated all that money because he already has enough. But yeah, and he was just, all right, I'm gonna show y'all. And yeah, he made a T-shirt. People bought it all, and he donated the money to Meals on Wheels. So good for Bernie. So he is forever living on the internet in a meme. I thought each and every one was funny. I like the one I saw him in The Wire.
Oh,
So
I don't know if I saw that one.
yeah, it's
Yeah, they
crazy.
were
It's funny.
hilarious. I was cracking up. And y'all, it was so hard for us to narrow down. We had like 32 of
Yeah,
them, child. We had to
yeah,
like take 25 of them out. We're like, all right, Sam, we got to make some tough choices here. But yeah, so that was one of the things that came out of the inauguration. So
yeah.
shout out to that funny moment.
All right, all right. So guess who's getting the Nobel Peace Prize, Kimberland?
Yeah, like this nomination is dope as all get out.
So the
I
Black
was
Lives Matter.
shocked actually.
Yeah, man, me too. Yeah, me too. So Black Lives Matter has gotten nominated to get the Nobel Peace Prize this year. It says recognizing the movement will send a powerful message that peace is founded on equality, solidarity, and human rights, wrote the Norwegian lawmaker. So warranted, granted, well deserved, all the
Heck
big
yeah.
words, like, but who else is getting, or I'm not getting, been nominated, excuse me, for a Nobel Peace Prize is Stacey Abrams was nominated for a
Oh,
Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, so
yes. Oh,
voting
my
rights
agent was just
activists,
typing it. Yeah.
yeah, so voting rights activist and politician, Stacey Abrams has been nominated for this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Abrams, who played a critical role in helping to register thousands of voters for the 2020 presidential election and Senate runoff in Georgia, is being nominated for her work to promote nonviolent change via the ballot box. So
Yeah.
this is beautiful to see and well
Yeah.
deserved and warranted. And God, it's like, how do you laud someone who's just been lauded so much? Do you continue to laud them and continue to praise them?
Yeah, because it's
Yes, I
so
know.
well deserved. Like it's just, it gives me chills. Like I get excited about, like Andrea said, she's about to cry. Like I just, it's
Yeah,
like, dang,
beautiful,
somebody recognizes
beautiful.
without any additional BS. Like somebody recognizes that these efforts are world changing. Like this was huge. So yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
That's what's
absolutely.
up.
All right,
Mhm.
so Kimberly, I'm going to defer to
Mhm.
you on this one. I didn't know about what this term was. I learned this term from you. I learned so much doing the show with my co-host Kimberland. So I'm like, I didn't know what this was. So
Look, I really feel like Wendy Williams today, girl. I feel like and what's so funny is I don't really be on the internet like that right now because I got all these things happening. But yeah, this came across the screen. So this is Kiki Wyatt. For any of y'all that know Kiki, a singer, mom,
husband
wife,
be
like, what'd you say?
husband beater.
Oh, okay.
Mhm, mhm,
Cool.
mhm,
So Kiki Wyatt did an interview over this past week, and basically they were asking her about Black Lives Matter, right? Which was just nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. And Kiki Wyatt basically said, Black people aren't the only people that have been oppressed. She's biracial and they're effing oppressed. And then she said, we need a mulatto lives matter movement, if you will. And when I thought about it, it reminded me of this term that we call whataboutism. And this is not a new term, and it's something that all of us are very likely familiar with because it happens in spaces. For instance, when people say things like Black Lives Matter, and then somebody says, what about blue lives? And then somebody else says, well,
mhm,
what about
mhm,
black on black crime? And right. So whataboutism is a technique that is a technique or practice of responding to an accusation or difficult question by making a counter accusation or raising a different issue.
mhm,
A somewhat synonym for whataboutism is switch tracking, right? You bring up one issue. I'm upset about X, Y, and Z. When you said that to me, it hurt my feelings. And then they might say, well, what about last week when you said blah, 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 right? So that is the
mhm,
whole whataboutism.
mhm, mhm,
So, what we were wondering is how do you handle when someone deflects from an issue by using whataboutisms? How do you redirect the conversation to center in on what the issue is? So, we just wanted to talk a little bit about some strategies that we can utilize because whataboutism doesn't just come up about Black Lives Matter, it can come up about anything that you bring up, something that is meaningful to you or impacting you, and then the person that you're talking to dismisses that to try to switch to another thing
mhm.
that's not what we're talking about right now.
Right,
We
right,
talking about this.
right, 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 right.
So how do y'all handle what about isms? Let's put some strategies into the chat and talk about this for a little bit. So have you encountered this, first of all, Sab?
Uh, hmm. Not that I can think of. I mean, I did have an intense argument with a friend this weekend, and I said, "You're acting like an infant." Well, you're acting like an infant. Yeah, I had an intense
That's
argument with.
that's one.
Is it
Yeah,
okay?
it's like the I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say, bounce off of me, stick to you, like type of thing. Yes, that is an example. If I call out that you're being childish in this moment, then you come up and be like, well, you being childish. What about
Right.
when you did?
Gosh,
So how'd
I
you
don't
handle that?
know. In that particular situation, I told him that you were acting like an infant in this situation. So let's just sit and talk about what it is that you had a problem with what I said
Hmm.
versus just like storming out. Like I'll he got mad at me and he stormed out of the Starbucks walking ahead of me. And I'm like, why are you acting like a 10-year-old right now?
Mm.
We're come on. So, but in this particular situation, yeah, I use the word infant as an infantile technique used to avoid topics that, and it raises another irrelevant topic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah. So, often the response has nothing to do with the question that was initially being posed. So I don't know, Kimberland, because sometimes in those situations, it's usually white people, and they are, well, what about, they usually do it. This term came out of 45's presidency, because him and his administration was so good at pivoting and changing the narrative and changing the question and not actually answering the question being posed. So I don't know. I don't know how I would deal with it. I try to deal with it with maturity and
Mm-hmm.
addressing what the actual situation is versus, well, okay, I'm trying to think. Children are dying in Africa. Well, what about the children that are dying in India?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
children dying in India are a bad thing, but we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about the children dying in Africa right now. So it's just,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like a cyclical thing. So I don't have any tactics or techniques or strategies. And in regards to Mrs. Wyatt, I don't. She has no, like, I don't listen to anything that she says. I'm sorry, I just don't. I listen to people that would bring value to my life, and listening to her rants and her ravings and the ignorance that I've heard her speak of,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't warrant my time of a minute watching her rant about her half white life.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I did want to say that this did not evolve out of Trump's presidency. It's just made a reemergence. So it's actually been around since like the 70s.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a term that's been around for quite a while, but I think we are firsthand living it, or we're living it, and still living it in some ways because of, somebody said, the just political climate period.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I wanted to highlight a couple comments of different ways that we can use um,
Please.
to be able to deal with this. So let me see.
Just feels like a
So and
wheel. No,
it
no,
is,
because
and it
I'm
can become.
thinning aloud.
No, it can become a hamster wheel. So that's why we wanted to talk about it, because it is something that will come up and continue to come up. So we want to gird ourselves with strategies for utilizing this, not just in a political conversation or Black Lives Matter conversation, but just in life, period,
Right.
because it is a strategy that people use to detract from whatever it is that you're trying to address.
Big deal.
So
Yeah.
Annalise said one of her strategies is changing the subject or walking away, knowing when you should educate and when you should not, right? So that is definitely a key strategy of knowing when to engage and when not to engage, right? So I'm infamous for saying, I don't know if y'all know, I think y'all know, but I do diversity, equity, and inclusion, and justice work. So this comes up a lot in our spaces. And it doesn't just come up with white people. So I've even heard Black people say things like, oh, we saying Black Lives Matter, but Black lives got to matter to Black people before. So we killing each other, blah, 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 blah. It's not the same issue. We can't keep conflating things and switching to something else. Well, what about? No. So in Black Lives Matter, period. Like, there's a period on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you are talking to somebody that is hell bent on doing this, at some point you have to know this is not going anywhere and I'm not going to engage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is an effective strategy to know when to walk away, because sometimes we just need to walk away for our mental health and peace, because the person has no intention of changing their mindset. Fredeline says redirecting to get people back on track. So what that might sound like
Mm.
is, let's just use this context of Black Lives Matter. So, yes, I hear you when you say that you're biracial and that you're oppressed. Yes. So, what we're talking about right now, though, is Black Lives Mattering. Now, if you don't identify as Black, that's totally fine, but that's the context of this conversation, is about Black Lives Mattering. Now, once we finish this conversation, if you then would like to have a conversation about mulatto lives, more than happy to engage in that. But right now, Black Lives Matter. So what is your issue with that? Right? So trying to press for clarity, redirecting people to get back on track. Let me see. There were a couple more.
I could walk away. I just be, I'd be trying to.
You got to know when, right? And at least that I'm not arguing, going back and forth, talking religion, politics, or race. I had a conversation the other day with a gentleman who was interested, and we were talking about voting and talking about the election, and who voted for whom and all of that kind of stuff. And what I noticed in that conversation is he was arguing a point that I wasn't making. Like, I would ask a very clear question and then he would go off on these tangents, and I'm like, that's not what I asked you though. Like, I didn't.
So was that a whataboutism?
Huh?
Was that a whataboutism situation?
Yeah, because he's like, well, this, and this, and I'm like, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. So let the record reflect. I didn't say that. So no. And it kind of became comical, and I'm actually very glad that it happened, because you know me and my boundaries. I was like, cool. I'm so glad this happened right now, so we don't have to worry about anything later. Like, great. So being able to, again, understand when not to argue and to really listen to what people are saying within a situation. Robin says she reminds people to stick to the subject matter or leave the conversation. So again, inviting someone, if you're not willing to have this conversation, that's totally okay. Let's go ahead and end it. Like, thanks so much for coming to my TED Talk.
What is a key takeaway? What's a moral of the story? Is there a key point that we can pull, or key strategy? I'm sorry, tactic, excuse me.
Yeah, there are several. So the acknowledgement of the point and the redirection in the conversation, so that conversation can be finished. So Tracy Lynn said, acknowledge the point, stay in the moment, or our focus is on XYZ because of A, B, and C. Andrea also said, let's put a pin in that and finish this, then restate what the original thing was. Let me look and see if there are any other comments here.
For that
comment. So then I wanted to acknowledge Annalise's last comment, that it can be draining to continue to place yourself in a position to educate others. Absolutely. We have talked about boundaries lots, and this is not a mental health moment, but I'm gonna go ahead on and throw it in here anyway, that we need to know what our limits are, right? So like for me in my DEI work, I know that I cannot engage with people who have zero awareness of their bias and their privilege. I can't do it. Like, I am not the person for the grand awakening. I am the person who comes along later on, and I can help move you to the next space towards being a co-conspirator, but I am not the person to awaken you to the fact that you have privilege and like you're living in a system that supports white supremacy. Like, that's not my job. I, because of my mental piece, cannot do that, right? That's for somebody else to do, not Kimberland. So we have to know what our tolerance level is in any conversation, because sometimes it might not be our calling to educate in that space. Sometimes it's just going to be more beneficial for us to say thank you so much and walk away.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you, ladies. Like, I got some nuggets from that. Yeah, thank you. So next, our mental health moment.
I don't know where my picture went. For sadness. Okay. So go ahead, Sab, with the mental health moment. I'm gonna try to find a picture that is.
So snippet from our community, and we wanted to challenge the ladies so Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And if you are a single woman, often sometimes this can be a challenging time for you. So we are challenging our Beautiful Brown Girl Network to give a better explanation. Challenge you for self-love. This is self-love. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. So we're asking you to challenge yourself, to focus on yourself, to focus on giving yourself self-love for this Valentine's Day versus focusing in on the commodity holiday that it is.
So
And
go
jump
ahead.
in
I'm gonna say what I gotta
trying
say,
to
but go ahead. Go ahead.
that's so yes, we're trying to encourage girlfriend things that you can do with your friends, outside of just sitting at home and wallowing in the fact that
Hmm.
you see your friends on social media, or your girlfriends on social media, or in their marriages, and figuring out, like Christina said, is celebrating friendships and things that you can or should consider doing with your gal pal friends, or with your girlfriends.
Hmm.
So some things I want to sit here and mention them to you right now, and I thought I had it up. Give me a second here. So some things that you can do. Sorry, ladies. I guess I should have my
It's
notes
okay.
up.
Before you move on to that, Sab, I did want to say, so one of the reasons why we are linking these two things is that sometimes the only way that we know how to love ourselves better is through the loving relationships that we have with our tribe or with our girlfriends. They can see things in us that we may not see in ourselves. So a part of celebrating the friendships and what that has to do with self-love is really centering ourselves in the healthy relationships that we have with other women that really help us to see the best in ourselves and allow us to be able to appreciate who we are and how we are viewed in our spaces.
Thank you. So some things you can do or should do with a mask. You can do a wine exchange. I would love a good wine exchange. Oh, a recipe exchange. I've seen that quite often. Let's see, you make some cocktails and play games, game night. So like, I want to say last night wasn't a game night. I was on a Zoom call till 1 a.m. with a community of girlfriends, and we were all, yeah, it was, yeah, you can do Zoom calls. And when you do Zoom calls, let me just note that you should always have an objective with your Zoom calls, or just getting on Zoom and just sitting there shooting the stuff. But you should always
You know,
have an
one of the
objective.
things I did on Zoom that was super fun is one of my friends sent out packages to us. This was right before the new year. She was like, send me your address. I want to send you some things. What's your favorite snack and what's your favorite thing to drink? So she sent us these packages. So Annalise just said mailing her friend something cute and fun, unexpected, right? So I was like, oh yeah, girl, I love to drink, this, and my favorite candy is Snickers, and whatever. And so she sent us the package, and then she said we're gonna do a movie night on the particular night, and we watched a movie on Zoom, and all of our friends were there, and we were like chatting it up throughout the movie. So I thought that was super cute. Like just to get something in the mail that's not a bill, to get something in the mail that brought us all together. It was so cute and such a great time that we were able to spend together and reconnect. And these are my college friends, so we've been friends for over 20 years, but we just don't get to see each other anymore very often, and especially because of COVID, we definitely haven't seen anybody. But it was so much fun and so cute. So those unexpected packages in the mail, I think, are something awesome to do as well.
At practicing self-love, and I know we hear that a lot. I feel like we hear that a lot, but it's a thing that you should actually do. And it says sometimes the only way to love yourself is to surround yourself with loving people, and that is okay. My girlfriend that I've talked about on here quite a few times, she sends me stuff via email. One time she sent me a journal from, and I think she's in right now. But like, it's always good to know that you are cared about and you are thought of by your friends, whether it's
Hmm.
just a simple text or a simple email. And so with that, I'll say I would just implore you to reach out to someone that you probably haven't spoke to, preferably a woman that you haven't spoke to in a while, and just reach out to her to say hello and see how she's doing, and just reach out and connect. And it's just those friendship connections that you should, because as you get older, at least for me, as you get older, having those strong ties and learning how to cultivate a new friendship or learning how to maintain those friendships as you get older can become a challenge. So that's why we have communities like this, so that we can continue to cultivate and foster relationships. So we just want to hone in that, like, even though Valentine's Day can be challenging for some, it doesn't have to be. So that's why you have events like Valentine's Day, and that's why you have communities like this, and it's like there are sections like this to tell you that, like, you have a community of women that love you and appreciate you, and just know that you're not alone. Like, this is an amazing and dynamic community, and we just want to celebrate each other.
Yeah,
and give each other love on that day.
Right. And speak life into each other, right? I have been having some really tough times over the past few months or so. And had it not been for my girlfriends who just send me a random prayer, a random scripture, just, hey, love, thinking about you today, sending me a song, allows me to be reminded that people do care about me, and that I can make it through this. What I was going to say earlier is I have an announcement.
What lip smack?
Because that adds dramatic effect. I don't really want us to be sitting here ragging on Valentine's Day. You know why?
Explain. Yes. No, I don't know why. Explain.
Because that's my birthday, girl. I'm about to be 40, y'all. Oh
I did not know your birthday was on the 14th. For real?
My birthday is February 14th. I was born at 6:37 in the morning on February 14th. So Valentine's Day has a totally different feel for me, child. I just be in birthday heaven, honey. So I invite all of y'all to hang out on my birthday. I ain't doing nothing, but I'm just excited. I'm just excited about it because I turned 40.
You should be.
And I am just elated about that. And I won't see y'all until the day after because our next show is going to be on the 15th. But I am super excited to be turning 40. So if you feel yourself like getting down, on Valentine's Day, child, shoot me a message, child. I might need to do a Beautiful Brown Girl Zoom birthday party or something, honey, because
why?
I'm excited about it.
Just so you know, that is not a doom and gloom age. I don't like how people act like, well, that is a milestone.
I'm excited about it.
You should be. Because we still look, this is your, I don't do the math. This is your 13th, 25th birthday. I don't know how to do the math. Like, you do. It's a funny way that I express or share how people's birthday is. So you do the math. It's like 25, 40 or whatever. So you're like, oh, it's your 13th, 25th birthday. If you're 17th, 25th.
And I don't believe it. I am proud of my age because I don't look my age. I definitely don't feel my age, child, because I feel like I'm about 20 something. I be asking all the time, like, who? No, I ain't say these knees. Now I didn't talk about these knees. Okay. These knees be reminding me real quick, but in my mind, and on my face, I don't feel like I'm 40. And I always ask myself, like, who allowed me to be in charge of things? Me? Okay. Yeah. But no, I'm super excited about it. So I did want to make that announcement because I'm excited about my birthday, and it's on Valentine's Day. So shout out to the Aquariuses in the house.
Make sure to show Kimberland a lot of love in the Beautifully Shaded group. We have to. It's necessary. It's mandatory. We got to show her love.
I'm gonna be excited. So that was my announcement.
That's a wonderful announcement. You got to carve out time for yourself.
Appreciate you. All right. So our beautiful brown girl spotlight. I'll throw her back up.
My soror. I just got to point that out.
Bruh. Go ahead, Sab. I'm not
Walgreens
on your parade.
Walgreens taps. So remember about a couple of years ago, Rosalind Roz Brewer, we all had to go to Starbucks, write on our cup, I stand with Roz or something Roz. I forgot
Mhm.
what we did. We all wrote our cups. So Walgreens tapped Starbucks executive and CEO Rosalind Brewer to be the first Black woman to lead the drugstore chain. So essentially, she's going to be the CEO of Walgreens. And this is awesome because this is, I don't know if she is the only, no, she's not the only, but she's the only one right now that is a woman, Black woman, excuse me, that will be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Walgreens, named Rosalind Roz Brewer, its chief executive officer. So they plucked her from Starbucks. She was the COO of Starbucks, but
Mhm.
now she is Walgreens' new CEO. So Brewer will become the CEO of the Deerfield-based retail pharmacy chain effective March 15th and will join the company's board of directors. She will be the first African-American and first woman to lead the company. And you taught me something else. You said Walgreens was a
Super white company.
yeah.
I actually used to be a manager for Walgreens before I
Okay.
started teaching,
Yeah.
and it was real white. So I think it is amazing that she is being tapped here. I think that she is going to be amazing, and I actually was very partial to Walgreens. Like my shopping, I would not go to CVS. Like I was real loyal, but I really want to see like the types of changes that are going to be made because this is a really big deal for her to be the CEO. And
Yeah.
did you? I think you said like the first Black female CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Like,
She's not the first Black. It was another woman.
well, she
She was
is
at
the
Xerox.
position one. Okay. But yeah, that's huge. Like that is huge. So I low key want to just go look at Walgreens and like take a moment right now and be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what y'all doing, and then like look a year from now and be like, child, they got a
She was
whole
she was
whatever.
at Sam's Club. Then she went from Sam's Club to Starbucks, and then from now Starbucks to Walgreens. So
Yeah. That's
awesome.
dope. That's super dope. So, man, this time flew by fast. So we want to make
And we made
sure.
time. We
I
made
know, girl. Look at
time.
her. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. So y'all can see my glasses pretty much empty. But anyway, so we want to make sure that you all are connected to us in all of the ways that matter. So we talked about it a little bit ago, but it bears repeating. We want to make sure that you have liked us on our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, that you also have joined our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, that you are connected with us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. We also, again, want to make sure that you have connected to us on our members network. So we will, again, have that pinned in the comments. Reminders, again, that our Galentine's Day Beautiful Brown Girl Petal Riot virtual floral design experience is coming up on February 13th. That's the day before my birthday, in case you was wondering, at 2 p.m. So, again, you can find that information. You can find that information in our members network. And if you mention that you got the information from Beautiful Brown Girls, then you will be able to receive a discount and save some coins. We also want to make sure that you are joining us on February 24th for Shantia Thompson's Brown Girl Boss and connecting with us there through that. And again, the Members Network, again, if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, you'll be able to join us there and continue the brown conversations that matter to all of us. And you can also join from your mobile device. So those are the announcements for the moment. But Sab, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me. Do we have our name? Yeah, my Twitter, Sab_1908. You can also check my podcast out, A Bet on a Black Woman. It's a bi-weekly podcast that I host. And sabjackson.com, my website. If you want to connect with me in any of those platforms, everything is there. Would love to connect with you. Also, I'm a huge proponent on LinkedIn. So you want to connect with me on LinkedIn. all I ask is that you just tell me like where we're connecting, because I'm a qualitative connector, not a quantitative connector. So other than that, I would still love to connect with you because that's like my professional Facebook. So yeah. What about you,
Perfect.
Kimberly?
And you can find me on my website, kimberlandjackson.com. You can also find me on Instagram at KimberlandJ, and on Facebook at Kimberland Jackson. And you can find me on February 14th for my 40th birthday. No. I'm one of those obnoxious people. I don't be doing nothing,
You're not
y'all. Really be
obnoxious.
sitting inside. But I'm excited about it. So yeah, that's where you can
All of us
find
know.
me for the things. And as Robin mentioned, tomorrow is Groundhog Day. So I guess we'll see how much spring
Oh,
we got or winter we have left and when spring is
oh,
coming. I don't know what that looks like living in Pennsylvania because when I tell you it is snowing outside. Okay. Like
I've seen the pictures. I-
it's crazy. It is crazy out there. But we will be back for our next episode of Brown Conversations in 2 weeks. That will be on February 15th, the day after my birthday. So I'll still be celebrating, right? So it's all
Hopefully you
good.
won't
Like if
be
you
too
just
hungover. You'll be fine, right?
I don't do hangovers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm. But
Um
yet you have
I
said glass that is empty at the end of the show.
Sab, don't be doing me, bruh. Like, chill, dog. Listen, no. But yes, definitely join us for our next episode of Brown Conversations on February 15th. I'll probably have like a birthday crown or something absolutely ridiculously obnoxious because I'll be excited about it. So, y'all stay safe. Those of y'all that are in the north, like myself, stay
Be
off the
safe.
road because it's snowing out there, y'all. Okay, so make sure you stay safe. And those of y'all that are down south, enjoy your warmth. Okay, be jealous. Okay, but go ahead and enjoy it. So having said all of that, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all for always rocking with us. Make sure you continue to tag your friends. Again, share the broadcast on your page because the Brown Conversation doesn't stop here. So definitely continue to hang out with us and let us know about all the things and all the ideas that are getting sparked in your minds. And we'll catch y'all next time. Bye, y'all.